Hello, I will be arguing on the pro side of U.S. military intervention. I believe that oftentimes U.S. military intervention is crucial and necessary, and I do believe that it can be successful, but I believe that there are steps that need to be taken prior to encourage that success and kind of avoid conflict or a bad outcome. I believe one thing that is very important for the United States to kind of establish with a country before military intervention is some other type of foreign intervention. For example, I like to use the Peace Corps. The Peace Corps does not go into any country that they are not invited to. So every country there is that kind of like initial connection and agreement that they will keep those volunteers safe, which is very important. Safety of people is very important, especially if you're going to send in armies and troops into a certain country. You want to know that there's not like negative feelings towards those. Another great thing about the Peace Corps is that it establishes this kind of connection that says the United States is looking out for this country's best interest. So the Peace Corps does not go in and say the United States thinks this is what needs to be done here, this is what we should do. The Peace Corps says what country we're in, we're going to figure out what is wanted by the people, not necessarily by United States people. So that kind of shows that the United States does have a really good intention for this country and does not only see it as kind of a way to get benefits for us, but we want to see that country flourish and that country benefit as well. One example I like to use is in 1994, former President Jimmy Carter brokered a deal with the government of Haiti, and it allowed troops that were going in to promote peace and humanitarian activity. They were able to go in unopposed by the Haitian police and army, so there was really no conflict. I think it's important to note that prior to this, the Peace Corps has been working in Haiti since 1982, maybe even before. I couldn't get an exact date, but I found a cool story about 1982. So that's what, 12 years prior to this event, the United States and Haiti already had this sort of kind of connection and establishment of a relationship that was kind of beneficial to both parties. Another example that I like to use that kind of shows success in United States military intervention and like a prior tie is the Korean War. So when Korea split up, when Korea was free and it kind of split at the parallel, it did split at the parallel, but the Soviet Union backed North Korea wanting to spread communism, and the United States backed South Korea wanting to promote democracy. And before there was even conflict, I think that South Korea, like the area, the people, saw that the United States was backing them for whatever reason, and they kind of felt comfortable, and it encouraged their initial kind of agreement to let the United States help them when there was pushback from North Korea, when North Korea began invading South Korea. I also do believe that North Korea was moving so fast and taking so much that South Korea would not have been able to push back or hold back North Korea. So I believe that is a very kind of successful example of United States intervention. I also want to touch on the fact that not only should there be some sort of kind of relationship between the two parties prior, but there should also be extensive research done by the United States and looking into the people and the history of certain countries or whatever country they're planning on going into. Like we looked at Kabul and how the people resisted, and it would have been very easy to know that they were going to resist if certain poems would have been read, because there was clear statement that people would resist and would fight back and would not be compliant. So I think that it is very important for the United States and policymakers and whoever to go in and really dedicate a good amount of time and actually put themselves into that, because you don't want to go in somewhere and it be unopposed, because then that just causes conflict that is avoidable in the first place. Like if there's already conflict, you don't want to keep adding conflict onto yourself and kind of setting yourself up for failure. So that is basically my argument. I just want to say that U.S. military intervention can definitely be successful. I just think there are steps that need to be taken in order to promote that success and kind of avoid roadblocks. But yeah, thank you so much for listening.